What's up, violence? Today I'm going to be doing a showcase on my SW10 team and pretty much do two different teams. This first team that I have set up currently is my most reliable team, but it is a little bit slower. It averages around 130 to 140, which isn't a very good time, especially it being in SW10. If he goes anything past 130, he is going to do his AoE lasers, and there's a potential that either Sharma or my fire snake lady, whatever her name is, dies. So let's get into this video and I'll show you just how well this team particularly works, and then I'll show you my more offensive team, which has a lot less reliability but is a much quicker team with about a 1 minute and 10 average time. So let's get into this run, guys. Alright, so here we are in the very beginning of the run. This is just a little bit of a mop up here. I missed the first few seconds because I had set my phone down for a moment. So this video actually started about 7 seconds into the actual run. But this team, while it's very reliable, is very slow also on the wave runs, which averages about a minute, I would say. So it's about 40 minutes, or 40 seconds, I'm sorry, to take down the boss usually. But other than that, is a very quite reliable. And this is the team I actually run on a normal basis, just because it has such a high success rate. I can actually lose Sharma and even my snake lady, and as long as Monas and Xenia are still alive, or Monas and Garai or anything like that, I can normally clean it up by the time they die. Sometimes Sharma will also die in the very beginning, which is a little bit unfortunate because that's when my runs normally do run into the 140 range. But other than that, this team is quite reliable since it is a double strip team, as well as having 3 daughters running as well. So this should be about it for this run once another dot lands, and there it goes. So there's the time. It's going to clock in at 1:38, I do believe, or 1:40. I don't understand how it jumps seconds, because it said 1:37, so I added a second, and then it went from 1:37 to 1:40 because of a I'll actually take that. I might be able to work with that. But it actually jumps a few seconds, which I don't understand. But as I said, this team does run from a minute 30 to a minute 40, and that's about my average. I don't think it's ever went into the 150s with this current team, but it may have, and I just never noticed it. But let's get into the next run. Alright, so this is normally the other team I run if I'm trying to do speed runs and just trying to get something rather quickly, such as gold, or maybe even a couple shards that I might be short on for a summon. The only difference actually between this team is going to be Sigrun and my personal lineup on how I have them lined up. Monas is actually on the top and Sharma on the bottom, and that is so they will be on the outer lanes of the run when they're going through the mobs. And Sigrun I want in the lead, so she'll be in the center, and when she uses her ultimate, she's just able to AoE everything down. Alright, so what makes this team mostly unreliable is that I'm actually not running an immunity such as Garai or Ella the Water Ranger. The reason it's not reliable mainly because of that is because my Sigrun, once I re-geared her, she's a lot squishier, but I wanted her dealing more damage, so that's something I had to sacrifice, which has made this team actually less reliable than it used to be. And this is even before I had Sharma, so hopefully this team will actually work better. This will be the first time I've actually tried this particular team, but I figured it would be a better team to run than running Sigrun and Garai instead of Sharma and whoever else I used to run. but hopefully they'll be able to clear it up. Snake Lady's already looking pretty low. She takes another hit. Yeah, thankfully she was able to get a heal in. But as you can see, this is a very fast team, and it's clearing it at 1:15, I'm going to say, since it happens to add seconds for whatever. And I was correct, 1:15. So that is about 25 seconds faster, which is quite reliable in my opinion. I didn't show the damage report on the first one, so what I'm going to actually do is run it again, and I'll just edit in the damage report at the end of this one. But this is going to be the damage report for this one. Obviously, Sigrun's going to be the best damage because how her ultimate works. She's just a wave cleaner and just reliable damage overall. Monus actually came in second because he is a 6-star. And I do believe I have him on attack. I don't have him attack crit damage, but I think it's attack HP, which I'll show also in a moment after these runs. But as you can see, they did quite good with this, and it is a very solid team. But as I said, it is also unreliable, mainly because my Snake Lady and Sigrun, as well as Charm, are rather on the squishier side. So if one of them dies, he automatically uses his AoE ultimate, and just it wreaks havoc after that. Alright, so this is the battle report for the Garai team that I ran first. I did one more run just to show this battle report. Here you can see, obviously, Monus was the main damage dealer. He did quite well with a 332, so he was definitely putting some work in, as well as Sharma doing the second best damage, and followed by the Fire Snake Lady. Fire Snake Lady actually did really well with her dots. She has a minute 12, while Monus had a minute 3. So that is one thing to take note of, because my Monus is actually not on Adept, because I just currently do not have any Adept gear to give him. I opted out to actually give Charmer the Adept set, since he does have a strip. But let's go ahead and look at their actual gear, and you will see what I am currently running. Alright, so first on the list, of course, is going to be Monus. One of the most notable things about my Monus is probably that he has a very high attack, as well as a very solid HP, and really high accuracy. For his gear, I am running him on a Brutal Broken. I am actually trying to get him on Adept Precise, as it recommends, just because having him on Adept is going to make him able to put out that dot a little bit better. But I figured since he does heal on his Reverberating Waves, I think it's called, or Reverberating Strike, wait, which one is it? Time Aversion is the one that heals, and it's based on attack. I figured Brutal would be a better option until I'm able to get him that Adept set that I'm looking for. And as well, as you can see, it was a fairly strong Adept set, because 3 of them are 6-star gear. But I actually have him on HP, attack, and accuracy. I actually really like this build personally. I do believe that is something I'm going to keep. What if I don't go attack accuracy, or attack crit damage attack on him? But attack HP accuracy seems like a very solid build for him. So I'm not sure if I'm even going to change that up unless I absolutely have to. For his helmet, these are the stats on his helmet. It's really not the greatest. What I was looking for is the attack percent and the crit rate. Pretty much the same thing here. I was looking for attack percent and accuracy, of course. Defense is always good to have, as well as the resistance. Again, I was looking for HP and crit rate here. On his chest piece, it was the attack and defense and accuracy that made me choose this piece. as well as it being a 6-star gear, which gave him a good boost to his HP. And then, of course, the accuracy brutal bracer. I just happened to pull a 6-star brutal bracer when he was still a 5-star, and it's just a piece of gear I threw on him, and I eventually leveled it up because I just felt like it being an accuracy bracer on Monas was getting that high accuracy was just quite reliable for him. And also my Monas is max skilled. The next one is going to be Xenia. I would say the most notable thing about my Xenia is going to be her attack speed. Normally you won't see this much attack speed on a basic Xenia, but my Xenia is actually built for her defense break on her basic attack instead of just being a healer. Because honestly, her heal is really not that great since we have divas and stuff now, and if you're running Monas, then they work just quite fine together with her being on attack speed. She also is max skilled, but I am running her on an Adept Broken. I do want her on Adept Vital. I have her attack speed, HP, and HP. This is going to be her helm. Of course, I was looking for the accuracy and HP. Here it was the accuracy and defense. Again, accuracy, which was honestly the only good thing on this gear. I'll probably switch that out as soon as I can for a vital, which I might actually be able to do now that I'm thinking about it, because I have been doing the Elder Drake for the event that is currently going on. Here it was mainly because this had a really high defense. Defense does scale really high in this game, so having a 18% defense boost to her stats was something that I was really proud of being able to get, as well as it had a little bit of attack speed and accuracy to back it up as well. Here, this one was mainly because it was the only 6-star HP gear I had at the time when I built my Xenia, and she's had it since then. I just haven't gotten around to changing it, so that is why it's just honestly a piece of crap gear. It does have attack percent and resistance and attack speed, which is good. The move speed is okay since she is a healer. I do want her to be able to be rather mobile, and it has actually come quite in handy, but I wouldn't really recommend it on her. And then for her last piece of gear, it is her pendant, and as you can see, it was just mainly for the attack speed and accuracy, as well as a bit of defense that she has on it. The last 6-star unit I used in my runs is my Sigrun. And as I mentioned during the run, my Sigrun is a little bit on the squishier side since I changed up her gear. When I first built her, she had 0% accuracy and she had really low crit rate. I think it was like a plus 13% crit rate. So I dropped down her HP and actually her defense as well to get a higher attack. It was actually her HP and attack speed that dropped, because my attack speed was much higher. I had her at like a I believe it was like 1.72 plus attack speed, so she was extremely fast and was able to hit hard, but the downside was she just wasn't able to crit or land that defense break, so she wasn't really getting those reliably high numbers that I was looking for from a damage dealer. So I did give her accuracy. I do recommend accuracy on her. She doesn't really need much because most likely you're going to be running another defense breaker with her. But her ultimate also does have the attack break, which is quite reliable and helpful. So that is something to keep in mind when building your Sigrun. I do have her on a Rapid Keen set. The reason I chose Rapid over Adept is because her skills do deal damage based on attack speed for bonus damage, and I just wanted her being able to put out as much damage per hit as possible, and that is honestly the only reason I chose Rapid over Adept for her. The next unit is going to be Garai here. My Garai's kinda on a wonky build currently. I haven't gotten around to re-changing his gear. I switched up his gear so I could actually work a little bit on my Obelisk review before he was actually buffed. I will be doing another review on Obelisk as a side note, but that is the only reason my Garai has a quite high HP and a rather average looking amount of defense. And his accuracy is actually quite lower than what I would like. He also is max skilled, and my Sigrun is as well. I did not mention that Sigrun is fully max skilled also. But I actually run my Garai on Dazzling Vital. The reason I choose Vital or Dazzling is because his skills are on a quite low cooldown, and if you're running a Xenia Monas combo with him, his immunity already has a permanent uptime, and that's the main reason you're taking Garai in there, so there's no reason to run him on Adept, and he's quite useful on Dazzling in Blitz as well as in Arena because his skill cooldowns are so low. I currently have him on HP, defense, and HP, but I do want him on defense, HP instead, and just aim for HP subs in his substats on his gear. So here I was looking for the accuracy because he just didn't really have any good accuracy when I was building him, and I do believe this was one of the last two pieces I put on were the Vital gears, so that is why I chose the higher 20% accuracy over it. This I could actually roll again, but I probably won't because it just hasn't rolled really well, and I actually have better gear than it, or I can actually get better gear than it now than I was before. Here it was for the just defense, I guess, because this is a horrible piece of gear. Here is because he had a 18% defense as well as crit rate, crit damage, and attack speed. There was a lot of synergy with this piece of gear, and I really liked it. Here I was aiming for the attack percent. His basic skill does base off of attack and defense. To mention that real quick, his every fourth hit is when his little sword here is going to glow blue, and that is when it is actually based on defense. Every other 3 hits besides that is going to be based on attack, and I believe this attack is based on attack as well, so it is going to be quite useful to have him with some attack power. And for the last one, I did give him a little bit more attack speed as well as the HP and defense, which is going to be quite helpful since he is a tank. I apparently skipped over the Fire Snake Lady. My Fire Snake Lady's honestly not that great. She could be much better. But I recently pulled the nature one and I like her a lot more. So she hasn't really been getting much love. And that's probably also why I can't ever remember her name. But as you can see, I have her on a really high attack HP build. Her defense is honestly just horrible. She needs a much better defense. Her accuracy is just below the 50% mark, which is what I prefer to have as my minimum. I think 50% is just good enough, but honestly, if you can get 60%, that is going to be a lot better for you. She definitely has no skill ups. They have been going to my nature one when I only pulled actually one, but I do have her on Adept Precise, and I've run her on triple HP, I do believe. For her helmet, I was just aiming for the max HP and crit rate and crit damage here. Here, it was the accuracy and attack speed as well as attack. Again, attack speed and accuracy. Mainly everything I was looking for was HP and accuracy on her. And a little bit of crit rate because she does hit pretty hard with her ultimate. Before it breaks, and when it hits really hard. So having crit damage on her is something I actually want to try out later on with my fire snake. If I'm ever lucky to get a water snake, I'm going to change up the gear on my fire and nature snake to more of a damage type build. And here also it was just because it had attack speed and HP. This is another piece of gear I'm most likely able to change by now. Just haven't really gotten around to it. I'm pretty much waiting for the next laundry day to come around before I even attempt any gear changes. But alright guys, I do believe that is going to be it for the review. I don't think I missed any of the champions I used in the runs, but I do hope you liked it, and if so, please leave a comment down below and let me know what team you're running and what your average time is and what kind of gear you think is most suitable for running your SW10 teams.